2 right lanes blocked. That's 3 lanes open. And this is great news for drivers stuck in that 12-mile backup starting at State Route 516. Seattle to Tacoma is going to take you 2 hours and 10 minutes. An hour and 10 of that is just Federal Way into Tacoma. This backup is sending drivers to all other major alternate routes in the area, and those are all packed in the southbound direction, including Highway 99, 509, and the Valley Freeway, where Renton to Puyallup right now is going to take you a solid hour. Up in Everett, North 5, pretty solid from the Boeing Freeway into Arlington. You'll clear out a bit there in Marysville. Everett to Arlington is at 40 minutes, double the norm. And Linwood to Seattle right around a half hour. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo with more on that southbound 5 traffic jam. Trooper John DeTillo tells us it involved 5 vehicles, including 3 semi-trucks.
One of the semi-trucks was attempting to change lanes when it sideswiped another one of the semi-trucks, and it caused a chain reaction.
Now, thankfully, no injuries in that crash. And as you just heard from Nate, 2 lanes are now open on South 5 and at 54th Avenue in Fife. Seattle police are searching for a suspect wanted for a deadly shooting in the University District. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey reports this happened along UW's Greek Row.
Surveillance video shows a suspect right outside Pursuit Seattle Church fire multiple times before jumping into the passenger seat of a white Hyundai Elantra to get away. On social media, church pastor Russell Wilson said the victim was a parishioner.
We're doing our best to try to minister to the family and to the other young adults who were gathered.
Seattle Police Chief Sean Barnes says the shooting was targeted. A car fitting the description was later found burned in Seattle's Finney Ridge neighborhood. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
A boat with 4 people and a dog on board went up in flames this morning at the Port of Everett Marina Fuel Dock. Here's KIRO News Radio's Frank Lindsay.
The fire started about 10:35 a.m. and it sent thick black smoke billowing into the air. All the people and the dog were able to get off the boat safely, but 2 people had to be checked out for smoke inhalation. There were 300 gallons of fuel on board the 32-foot vessel, but it looks like none of it leaked. Just before noon, the boat was removed from the fuel dock.
Crews still assessing damage to the dock. The cause of that fire is under investigation. Seattle Kraken mascot Bowie got more than he bargained for on a recent fly fishing trip in Alaska. Video released by the team to KIRO 7 show Bowie and others scrambling as a brown bear charged at them.
We got a bear.
Oh, I gotta break you off.
Okay.
Hey Sam, we got a bear. We gotta move down.
Oh my God.
No one was hurt. The fishing trip, by the way, part of an annual partnership between the Kraken and the Bristol Bay Native Corporation. You can see that video at mynorthwest.com. Weather now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. For today, some high clouds out there, but staying dry. A few more clouds through the weekend as well. Temperatures in the 70s. Right now, 74 in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News. It's the all-new Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio.
Welcome back to the show. I'm going to ask Aaron Granillo to stick around for just a minute. Aaron, you were telling the story about the bear.
The bear and Bowie.
Yeah.
My goodness, you got to go to mynorthwest.com. Look at this video. The team released video of Bowie, the mascot, if you haven't seen him.
The Kraken mascot.
The Kraken mascot.
Yeah.
Big blue, whatever. What is Bowie? Anyway?
He's a troll.
He's a troll.
He's a troll by origin.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, troll.
For whatever reason,
He's
he's
not a
fly
kraken?
fishing.
Kraken's a deep sea creature. This is clearly a troll.
Why is he not a Kraken?
Kids, I don't know, because it scares little kids. Mascots are for the little ones. Mascots are for the little kids, man.
I know, you couldn't make him like some sort of a
horrible beast.
Nice-looking Kraken?
Maybe. Well, let's talk to the team. Let's see if we can get something done.
Why is he a troll? This makes no sense.
The point being, the guy in this fuzzy-headed troll costume is in...
He's fly fishing in
which
Alaska.
is a dream of everybody, right?
Some sort of partnership, by the way. They're just
Bristol
out there
Bay.
having a good time.
Yeah.
And a huge brown bear shows up and charges at them, and they're actually very chill about the whole thing.
Well, the experienced guides that Bowie was with.
He's just kind of walking through.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Just
you
step
guys
aside.
do know the rules for brown bears, right? If it's brown, you stand down. If it's black, you fight back.
And if it's white, say goodnight. Yeah, we got it.
Yep.
Okay.
But our point earlier was from I got a still photos. I haven't seen the video.
Yeah.
I don't know that you take the time to discern what kind of bear is charging you in an Alaskan river while the salmon are running so thick you could step across them. It's feeding season, and I'm out there in a tasty, delicious looking troll costume.
I know.
I am making record time.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't understand the troll.
And honestly, I think Bowie,
honestly, I'm stuck on it. I don't understand it.
Bowie sticking true to the mascot that he is. I don't think he uttered a peep.
Well, he turned to stone. That's what trolls do.
That's right.
He didn't say
He didn't say.
anything.
He couldn't say anything.
He just made funny hand motions.
Couldn't say anything.
Threw a T-shirt at him.
Yeah.
The T-shirt cannon was his only
Was that a
defense.
T-shirt cannon?
Boom.
That's right.
Yeah. Didn't scream.
Should have a salmon cannon when they go fishing next time. Shoot salmon in the other direction.
Can somebody text us in who's a massive Kraken fan and please explain to me
Justify
why it's a troll? That makes no sense to me. I mean, I guess I don't know why it's a moose, a mariner moose.
Well, see, because it's relevant to the area. Trolls have a significant historical tie to the area because of our large Scandinavian population that helped.
Are you making this up, or is that just what you?
And the Fremont troll as well.
The Fremont troll. Have you seen the trolls that were recently added to the Pacific Northwest? The wooden trolls, the big ones.
Yeah.
No.
I've seen one of them.
Oh, your boys would love these.
Yeah, I should check it out.
Oh my gosh.
Let's get back to the troll for a second. The Kraken troll.
Okay.
Here's what I don't understand about it.
Please.
You have the Mariners, whose mascot is the moose,
Mm-hmm.
but the logo of the Mariners is what?
Compass.
Like a compass.
A compass. So
Baseball
you
compass.
Because it's
trident.
like a
The
mariner
original
needs
M
to
was a
navigate,
trident.
a
Yeah.
mariner compass.
Yeah.
/ trident sometimes.
Yeah,
on
yeah,
some
yeah.
sort of a.
We still throw back to the trident logo at times.
But if you already have as your logo something that already is an animal type species, like a kraken, which could be made into a cute thing, why would you add a troll to the mix?
Yeah.
Again, it's for the
You
kids.
can't really have a cute Kraken, though, can you?
Of course you can. Have you guys ever seen Teenage Kraken
Oh, I
on
guess
Netflix?
that's true. That's a good point.
It's like child.
There's
Yeah,
a teenage Kraken.
it's a CGI
Yeah, it's the
movie.
thing.
You wouldn't have.
Okay.
It's too young for you.
Is he cute?
No, it's like it's a story set in the world of krakens, and it's like a teenage kraken who's dealing with growing, new hormones and things like that.
Wow.
It doesn't matter. It's beside the point. The point is, what are some other logos from different teams? Do they have different?
Well, that's a great. It's a
Philly
great topic.
Fanatic,
Philly Fanatic has nothing to do with any. I don't know what that is.
He's just a goofball. I don't know what
What's
he
his
is.
name? Gritty, the Philadelphia Flyers mascot. That orange, angry orange bluff that just hops to bars to drink free beer.
Sounds right.
That's what Gritty is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mascots are a weird thing.
What's the Yankees mascot? Is it a
I don't
bear?
think they have one.
Do they have a bear?
No,
I don't think the Yankees have one.
Yankees don't have one.
I don't think
Just a big W, just success and a dollar sign.
It's a dancing dollar
Just
sign.
a big dollar sign.
Yeah, I don't have one.
Well, but Mr. Met is a baseball, right? From the New York Mets.
That makes more
Mr. Red
sense
is
to me.
Cincinnati Reds have a guy in a baseball with a mustache, right? A big
Maybe
old
I'm overthinking
handlebar
it.
mustache.
I think they're underthinking it, but all right.
Anywho,
Troll.
go to mynorthwest.com. Look at the
If you
video.
want to see this thing get chased by a bear, that's
great.
Then
Yeah.
you should go and watch it. It's pretty funny, and I'm happy that he's fine.
Yeah.
And and he handled himself well, and he never broke character, which I think speaks to his character, actually. So he deserves his job.
good for him.
As a troll.
Job
we're
security.
watching it right now. Here it is. We're watching it. It's on the YouTube page. Look at him.
Oh my gosh, look at this, Laura.
Why
thank
are they
you.
not freaking out right now?
He's just casually
That makes no sense. The bear.
walking away.
If I saw a full-size bear running at me, I'm happy in that situation. I'm just out running the troll.
They are not moving fast enough for me.
No.
Look at it go. Oh.
You just leave that troll behind.
Leave the gun, take the cannoli. It's like leave the fish, take the
Crazy.
cannoli. It's crazy.
All right, let's get to Friday
Wow.
favorites. That's the time of day it is. Laura, what's your favorite story of the week? Something that jumped out at you?
Well,
what did you love?
Speaking of another mascot incident, Chuck E. Cheese got arrested, and we got the best audio I think I've ever heard on this show from the kids that were taking a photo with him when they pulled his hands behind his back in the costume
And
to cuff him.
The cool thing about this was not the cool thing. It's a tragic story if you're a huge fan of Charles.
If you're 4 years old.
Entertainment Cheese. It's from Florida, right? It happened in
Of
Florida.
course. Of course.
Happened in Florida.
Where else could it have happened?
And he was arrested, if I'm not mistaken, for was it credit card fraud?
Yeah, apparently a customer had left a card, allegedly, well, they definitely left the card, and then allegedly he spent like about $100 on it.
Helped himself to their card. That's credit card fraud.
That's a little cheese.
Yeah.
So
and in possession of drugs when they got him.
Yeah, that's not good. That's not allegedly. Yeah. And then so we have audio of the they talked to one of the kids who was there. Tragic for them.
Lizzie is 4 years old.
Chuck E. Cheese got arrested. I didn't want him to get arrested either. She's gonna go help us. Then she saw the police and bam.
Was that the sound of mom turning around when the police showed up?
Yeah, it's a tough thing as a parent to try to explain this away from your kid.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and mom tried. This is the Gegenheimer family.
I was in the midst of pushing Jenny towards Chucky. The cop grabbed one wrist and another one grabbed the other wrist, put it behind his back, told him not to resist. And at the same time, I'm pulling my kids away, like, what's going on in the midst of this? When they had him at the truck, they took off his head and put it on top of the SUV truck. So then we went into it's kind of like, Chucky's got a lot of friends who help him so he can get to all the Chuck E. Cheese places at once, like trying to manage the magic still while we're watching now the man get undressed out of the costume outside.
It's actually a pretty good thinking on your feet explanation.
As a parent,
is it thinking on your feet or toes? What's the phrase?
On your feet.
Quick on your feet.
Yeah.
Quick on your toes. Quick on your feet. Pretty great that she said, "Oh, Chuck E. Cheese, you can't be everywhere at once."
Got a lot of friends,
a lot of helpers.
Is it me or is this just how? This is Florida. This is so Florida.
Feels like
keeping the magic alive. The magic of Chuck E. Cheese. Keeping the magic alive
for these kids. That's a pretty funny story. That's a great pick, Laura. Great pick. Spike, what's your favorite story of the
Ironically
week?
enough, mine is about keeping the magic alive for kids as well. This week, the city answered a judge's order to come up with a plan to mitigate the open drug use and lewd behavior at Cal Anderson Park, a notoriously historic.
Denny Blaine.
I'm sorry, Denny Blaine, not Cal Anderson. Denny Blaine Park. Thank you. Denny Blaine Park has had a long tradition of being both an LGBTQ plus friendly environment as well as a nude beach in Seattle, specifically for that community. Local residents have had enough of blatant open air drug use, lewd sex acts, the whole 9 yards. Judge told the city of Seattle to come up with a plan to mitigate these impacts on an unwanting community. The city came up with a plan. Am I getting it right so far?
Yeah, no, and it's in the question that I think most people had, most reasonable thinking people, because the reports of this has been happening forever.
For a long time, yeah.
And people were wondering, like, hey, why do you seem to make sure that lewd acts are not, why are you arresting people for lewd acts at other parks, but for some reason at this park, you don't seem to be policing it in a way that we want you to.
Right.
And people are doing it more and more, and we're now having to see these things, and we are, a small little community surrounding this park. We're being inundated with these horrible things that we can't even leave our houses without seeing it. Why is the city choosing not to police this area? So much so that that judge did have to say, like, listen, this is a real problem. The city, you have to deal with this.
Right. We want a plan. We want a working plan.
So here's 2 weeks. Deal with it, city. And then they came back, and what was their fix?
They came up with a plan to build a wall so people wouldn't see what was going on. Bring cops in a couple days a week for a couple hours a day.
Silly.
I mean, a plan that doesn't, and Laura, thank you for posting. We've got a map for those of you joining us on YouTube.
Genius.
This is a new proposed, the clothing required zones in Area 1 and the clothing optional zones in Areas 2 and 3.
Which is all the beachfront.
All the beachfront and a little elevated grass place to lie out on your towel naked and, in the sun. And the city has always kind of turned a blind eye, if you will, to public nudity.
You were about to say other cheek.
I was going to say the other cheek, but that's appropriate as well.
Yeah.
To public nudity at various parks around town. Someone informed me when we covered this earlier in the week that there's a nude beach up in my neck of the woods, up near the shoreline area, and I haven't sought it out, so I was
blissfully unaware.
Blissfully unaware.
Yeah.
But I think the city's proposal to help eliminate these problems doesn't do anything. Doesn't come close to addressing the issues of public drug use and lewd public behavior.
One of the neighbors and also the spokesperson for the neighborhood group who is trying to get the city to...
Denny Blaine for All, I think the organization is called.
Yeah. It was Lee Keller, and she was asked about this, and she was saying...
Laura's got it.
Oh, we have the audio. Here we go. Does this
As a woman, I feel unsafe down there, and so do, all of the neighbors in that area. People don't even like going to the park anymore.
Do you think the city's proposal does enough to address neighbors' concerns?
No. Absolutely not. The plan really is ignoring the park's free-for-all reality, and it's a growing risk of, serious harm to park goers and to the community.
I think the city is trying to thread a needle here, and they're trying to not have to deal with the problem because it makes them uncomfortable to have to deal with the problem, I think.
Yeah, this is a community that's very sensitive to how they're treated.
It doesn't matter.
I'm with you.
Who cares about who the community is?
I got you. I'm not disagreeing.
If your behavior is lewd acts in front of people, and you're sitting out there self-pleasuring, which is one of the reports.
Yes.
Also, people having just outright sex in open.
Yeah.
You can't do that, and the city needs to police that. And if they think they're stepping on the toes of some protected community, that's wrong.
I agree
and the city
completely.
needs to deal with this problem as fast as possible. Yeah. And building a wall so that people don't have to see the lewd acts, it makes zero sense to me.
Ridiculous.
It's not going to solve any problem. You're kind of actually making it easier for that problem to keep going, in my opinion.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. And the judge is going to review their plan, and I hope
he denies it if he
I
has
hope
that power.
Says it doesn't go far enough. Yeah, I agree.
Ridiculous.
Agreed.
Totally ridiculous. All right, my favorite story of the week. I think Seattle Times had the story originally, but it was Bob Ferguson. The story has a little history to it, so I'll try to walk you through it real fast. Bob Ferguson had a guy who was I believe he was his chief aide. He was the top guy. He was like
political
his
strategist,
main advisor.
Yeah.
Guy by the name of Mike Webb, I believe was his name.
Yes.
And he had to resign shortly after Ferguson became governor because there was allegations that, as I understand it, were longstanding allegations that he was creating a hostile work environment for women. So he had to resign because he says, I'm resigning because, these aren't true, but I don't want to be a distraction to the governor.
You're spot on. Spot on.
Now, side note, I don't think these are the type of people who tend to resign from things if they are not true. I think probably the allegations had some teeth to them, which is why he resigned. That's just my opinion. But fast forward to many months later, not too many months later, a few months later, Bob Ferguson takes a flight to the Tri-Cities on something called King Air, which I thought was a funny name, but as it turns out, it's just a reference to the type of jet. Type of jet it is. But still, whatever. I don't know.
The jet's the property of the Washington State Patrol.
Private jet. He's taking it to go to some campaign events and some meetings for yada yada.
Official state business.
In the Tri-Cities.
Yeah,
official business. And somebody notices on the flight manifest, which they're required to keep track of for obvious reasons, that one of the seats is filled by somebody named Matt Webb. And they said, that's strange. That's like nearly the name of the guy who resigned. Now, there are some questions about whether or not Matt Webb, if they were trying to mislead people into not making it Mike Webb, and so they were trying to hide the fact. What they claim is, we weren't trying to hide the fact that he was on the plane. It was just the handwriting of Mike turned into Matt, and it was a mistake, and yada yada.
Honest clerical error is what
Honest
they're saying.
error. It happens. Yeah. So whatever. We can.
The name's not the problem.
We can grant them that. The problem is that this guy's flying on your plane. If he had to leave your organization because of these allegations, so they then asked the governor about it in a meeting. His employees in a Zoom meeting were asking him about it. And somebody
they expressed genuine uncomfortable
they said, we're not
environment.
comfortable being stuck on a jet with this guy.
Yeah.
And so Bob Ferguson had to deal with his employees who recorded him. Now think about what the internal feeling and the internal vibe of the governor must be. Sure, I mean, that you have your internal employees secretly recording you surreptitiously and then handing that video off to Seattle Times. Now, in Washington, it is illegal to record somebody without their knowledge. So the Seattle Times said, all right, we're going to accept this as true. We can't play it for anybody because we want to protect your anonymity. We're not going to say who gave it to us, but we can verify what was said, who said it. These things happened.
Right.
So Bob Ferguson in the video says, I'm so sorry. That was a stupid mistake. I made a mistake, yada, yada, yada. The problem, though, is that you still have this guy who is on the flight at the taxpayer's expense, by the way. He was not paying his way there. He said that he had business in the Tri-Cities, and so Bob Ferguson found out about the business and just happened to offer him the seat.
Hey, we've got an empty seat which would go to waste. Why don't you jump aboard and fly over?
Yeah, and it won't cost you nothing, and it costs the taxpayers whatever. So he then gets to the Tri-Cities, and then Bob Ferguson says, this was stupid. I don't want to give the false impression that this guy has any connection to my campaign. He doesn't. He has no connection to my administration. He's gone. And yet, still, in the Seattle Times, they do detail that this guy was at meetings, invited to official meetings with Bob Ferguson, which makes no sense. That doesn't make sense. So that story doesn't add up. And the worst part was this guy who has to quit because of allegations that he made women uncomfortable, His excuse is when he gets on the plane, when he's asked about it, Seattle Times talks to him, and he goes, "Oh, it was totally kosher. Everybody was fine with me being
very
there.
friendly.
So friendly. I hugged everyone."
Yes,
which is like if you're having to resign because you made people uncomfortable with whatever reasons you have for women. Don't you think it's pretty poor behavior to then get on an enclosed space you literally can't get off of and start hugging people? I mean, the story is so ridiculous to me. It's almost hilarious if it weren't so uncomfortable for the folks who work for Bob Ferguson.
And it's just a clear indicator of the poor judgment.
Poor judgment
by our governor to first off give up a seat on an official flight to a guy who's not part of your administration.
Or you claim, although he's going to all your meetings.
Right. And then for this guy to be on the plane and start hugging everybody on board.
Free hugs.
You had to quit your job. You had to quit, whether innocent or guilty. You had to quit your job.
You quit your job.
You don't want to shake a hand or wave at some people at this moment? You're going to hug everybody up?
That's a judgment issue.
And it's a horrible judgment.
Very poor judgment.
And he tried to defend himself. They're going, there was no uncomfortableness. But in a private Zoom meeting, people had to express to the governor, look, we were very uncomfortable with this.
The fact that they had to secretly record him and get that out says to me that there's some deeper issues going on in his office.
Here.
It'll be interesting to see how that plays out. All right. I actually posted about that on my X page. If you want to check that out, at Jake Skorheim, you want to find the link to that story. It's very interesting. Okay. We have a lot more coming up. We have a guest coming up with us next. This is going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, Sean Murray.
Do we still have that Hydro thing set up, Laura, if people want to text in? Okay, so if you text us at 888-973-5476, if you text Hydro, that's Hydro, Hydro, to 888-973-5476, there's a cool new event that's happening at Seafair. It's called Can I Ride It?
Best Days, Can You Ride It?
Best Days, Can I Ride It?
Yeah.
And they're riding all sorts of crazy things behind boats. It might be a couch. It might be a rocking horse. They're seeing what they can surf.
For prize money.
And the winner's going to get $3,000.
Yes.
So we're going to talk to the guy who's bringing this to Seattle. It should be a lot of fun. He's a pro wakeboarder. Sean
Four-time
Murray.
world champion.
Yeah,
Four-time world champion.
Sean Murray. He's going to join us live next. Stick around. We'll be right back.
This hour is brought to you by Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens. Summer in the Puget Sound region. Hanging at the beach. A nice coffee on a long walk with the pooch. And so much time sitting in traffic every weekend, literally going nowhere.
We've all felt it. Big construction projects are underway across the region, and I can help you get around the big delays.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan, presented by Carter Subaru. Get all of Sully's choke points at mynorthwest.com and the KIRO Newsradio app.
When you own a business, it feels like everything's on you. Orders, deliveries, employees, on you. That's why Comcast Business is giving you a year of mobile on us with your internet service.
Really?
Yep. We'll cover your first line of mobile for 1 year. So calling customers, getting directions, texting Janine and shipping, on us. The broken coffee maker? That one's still on you. Which means you'll save hundreds for your business. And get the fastest mobile service with 5G cellular and Wi-Fi hotspots. On us. But hurry, this deal won't last long. Get a mobile plan and free up the budget to maybe, I don't know, fix that coffee maker? Get mobile on us for 1 year, you guessed it, on us. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 9/22/25. Restrictions apply. New mobile customers only with internet standard service or above. Limited to value of one unlimited interline apply via 12 monthly internet bill credits. One discount per account. Fastest mobile based on mobile Wi-Fi and cellular data in service areas. Ookla Speed Test Intelligence 2H24.
Do you know how America became the best country on God's green earth? We made things, from automobiles to airplanes to textiles. We were the manufacturing epicenter of the world, the innovators that every other country turned to. I'm Katie Lyon, co-founder of Allegiance Flag Supply, and I'm here to tell you that the American spirit is alive and well at Allegiance, where we make American flags 100% in America. When you fly your American flag from Allegiance Flag Supply, you're not just honoring our country, you're supporting American men and women who proudly make the highest quality American flags, period. True patriots who put care into every stitch. See our full story at showallegiance.com and learn about our 100% American-based supply chain. Fly your flag from showallegiance.com with pride, because every flag says manufacturing is still alive and well in the U.S. and we are still the greatest country. Save $35 on your American flag set when you go to showallegiance.com.
Now is the perfect time to start on your next success. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start August 13th. An accredited state university, University of Maryland Global Campus offers online and hybrid courses. Plus, you can earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and work experience, or transfer up to 12 credits towards a master's. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chevy.
Why'd I go to the doctor? One day at the firehouse, I was so lightheaded I could barely stand. Even my crew noticed. Getting checked out was the right call. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code POWER to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Yikey Wawa.
What?
My hot water.
Yeah?
Not so hot.
Water heater trouble?
It's not working.
We can fix that.
This week?
How about today?
Apollo Plumbing really is ready right now.
Especially when it comes to water heater replacement.
Think I need a new one?
Is it more than 10 years old?
It is.
Probably so.
Doesn't heat like it used to.
It runs out?
All the time.
That's a warning sign.
Uh-oh.
So are little leaks.
But Apollo can get me a new one?
Installed today by our clean screen trained and trusted plumbers. They're water heater experts.
But I probably got to pay a rush fee.
No extra charge.
You make this too easy.
We'll even haul off the old one.
A new water heater.
Same day. That's the Apollo Plumbing way.
This is going to get my budget in hot water.
Got you covered there too.
How?
Our available payment plans.
I don't have to wait?
Or take cold showers.
You are a lifesaver.
Call us this morning. You'll have hot water today.
That's the Apollo Plumbing way.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
If you're traveling through the SCA airport this summer, use the new Security Checkpoint 1 at the south end of baggage claim. Just one of the many upgrade SCA projects taking your airport from now to wow. Stay up to date on all airport projects by following @FlySEA.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. The person in charge of compiling the nation's job numbers just lost her job. President Trump fired the Bureau of Labor Statistics Commissioner. CBS's Zach Hudak explains why.
He believes that the head of BLS actually had intent to juice job numbers during the Biden administration and now is making adjustments to self-correct those juiced numbers that are bringing down his job numbers.
Latest reports showed employers added 73,000 jobs last month, lower than expected, and the Labor Department significantly revised numbers for May and June. CBS's Jill Schlesinger explains.
Revisions for May and June, according to the Labor Department, were larger than normal. In May, we had a revision down by 125,000 jobs. The initial report was 144,000, now just 19,000. The June report was revised down by 133,000.
Markets tumbled on that news, along with the president's tariff announcement today, slapping new levies on dozens of countries. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey explains the potential impacts at our seaports.
Port of Seattle Commissioner Sam Cho worries the new tariff war, which includes the highest tariff rates since the 1930s, will lead to less imports like food and clothing and higher inflation across the state.
Once all of the supplies are depleted from
from the front loading, we're going to start seeing prices go up because there's no way to get around these tariffs.
Both the Port of Tacoma and Seattle also worry fewer containers might mean fewer jobs. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Amid declining sales, former Starbucks CEO Howard Schultz is urging workers to get behind their new boss's plan to revive the company. Here's KIRO News Radio's Frank Lenzi with that.
Bloomberg reviewed a recording of an internal meeting held in Seattle this week. During that meeting, Schultz told employees, quote, there has to be a sense of urgency about the work, end quote. He urged them to buy into current CEO Brian Nichols' plan, which includes requiring employees to work on site 4 days a week. Right now, they have to be there 3. We can't afford to do this part-time, he says. We have to commit to the company.
That takes us to 2:33, and we turn now to Nate Connors for real-time traffic.
All right, Aaron, this report brought to us by the KIRO Radio Rundown. Let's see, let's update you on our big collision down there in Fife. We're a few hours into this now. Seattle to Tacoma is a 2-hour and 10-minute commute, a 90-minute delay. But there is good news here. That long-term collision that caused all this is just blocking the right lane now. That's South 5 at 54th and Fife. So 4 lanes are open, including the HOV lane. For over 2 hours, we had 4 lanes blocked. This has left us with a big backup starting near South 216th, way back in Des Moines. That's a 13-mile solid backup. Now, this backup has all of our other major routes packed as well, including 509, 99, westbound 18, and the Valley Freeway. That's going to take you 1 hour from Renton into Puyallup. Tacoma to Olympia, if you're continuing on, is another hour, 5 minutes. And Everett to Marysville, you're looking at a 15-minute delay. We've got really heavy volumes up there this afternoon. The text newsletter to 888-973-5476 and subscribe to the daily KIRO News Radio Rundown. Get the latest news and updates from your favorite KIRO News Radio shows straight to your inbox. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Nate. Your forecast now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors, setting up a pattern of morning clouds and afternoon sunshine for Seafair weekend. Highs each day in the low to mid-70s. Right now, 72 in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, welcome back to the show. If you are not already joining us live on YouTube, we've had some YouTube issues today, which has been kind of a pain. So we've had so many great guests. Lots of great stuff to look at.
But I've updated everything. If you go to Facebook, Twitter,
Awesome.
X, if you text us Hydro, we'll send you the link to the live stream. Super easy.
It'll bounce back to you a link. You can watch us live, which is tons of fun. Text us 888-973-5476. That's 888-973-5476. If you text Hydro, if you can't spell that, it's Hydro. I'm sure you can. But we'll send you a link, and you can jump in and be part of this as well. We're really excited to welcome. This is a bizarre event. I believe it's the first time that it's happening at Seafair.
I think you're right.
It's called the Best Days Can You Ride It event at Seafair. It's hosted by World Championship wakeboarder Sean Murray.
Yeah.
Very excited to have him on the show. Sean, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys.
How did you get connected up with this event, and can you tell us a little bit about what it is? I see pictures of people riding a couch behind a boat.
Well, growing up on the water, like it's always been fun to see what can you ride. And hanging out in another event I was doing with Best Day, it was this organic conversation that they're like, what if we made this kind of larger scale and got it in front of an audience? I'm like, all right, let's keep going. And so it just honestly grew into this event where it's not just about us doing it out there with ourselves, our friends, in our own little water sports community, but making this available to anybody who wants to try and sign up. Now they had to cut the number off, but it's
great problem.
Build a craft of some sort. Cause I've ridden everything from like an upside down coffee table or ping pong paddles or things that are not necessarily meant to be ridden.
We're looking at pictures of you riding one right now.
That's awesome.
That was me out on this massive stand-up paddleboard, and I'm looking at the second wave behind the boat. I'm like, hold on, I think I can ride that. Wait a minute. As I was going out, I grabbed this Park It lawn chair that has this cool container underneath. I'm like, let's load this thing up with some Best Day brews. It's a really cool, like it's a non-alcoholic beer.
I was going to say, it's funny because it's a non-alcoholic brewing company, Best Day Brewing, but it seems like something that very drunk people would come up with.
Yeah, I'll say you dreamed this up on non-alcoholic beer.
No, it's really cool looking though. And so tell me a little bit about How is this like a wake surfing thing? Are you actually hooked up to? Are you being towed behind the boat like a wakeboarder would, or is it wake surfing?
I've done a lot of different things, but for this event, what we're doing is you're going to need to hang on to a handle.
Okay.
And that's part of the rules. Now the rules are pretty loose, but it's build your own craft. The more creative, imagine like kind of a little bit of like Mardi Gras, like just like a little bit bigger than just riding on a piece of plywood.
Gotcha.
And so I've seen a couple things that people are sending me on Instagram, like here's my craft. And honestly, there's things that you look at, you're like, that's not going to work. And then it works. And then there's things you're like, oh, I'll do that. And then it doesn't. But that's kind of the beauty of this whole thing is like, it's the challenge. It just brings back the fun. It's not just getting out there and going straight. It's like, what can you ride?
So if somebody wants to, actually, you said that nobody can even enter this anymore, right? You guys had to close off the entries. There's so many people jumped into this. So the winner of this is going to get $3,000. Is that right?
Yeah. 3, 2, 1. Also some gear from Hyperlite. So Hyperlite's one of the biggest wakeboard manufacturers, and they're actually based here in Seattle, up in Snoqualmie. So it's kind of cool because if you didn't know, Seattle's actually a bit of hub for like the growth of water sports. A bunch of water ski wakeboard companies are based right here.
We have Santa. Fantastic. We have Santa water skiing next to the bridges. We're not. Yeah, we know it's awesome. So what time and where will people be able to witness this?
So it's down at Seafair, and it's going to be in this specific area. And we've got this area that's roped off. A bunch of the boats are going to be tied up very close. And what's cool about this event, because this doesn't always happen at like different contests, is we get really close to the crowd, and it's going to be right in front. And that's going to be really, the event is from 2 to 3. We might kick off a little bit early because we have so many people we're trying to pull.
This is tomorrow.
So
this is Saturday tomorrow.
This is Saturday.
Okay.
Yep. Saturday during Seafair. And so we're going to be going about 1:30 to 3 o'clock. I hopefully we're going to get an opportunity to even ride my wakeboard, maybe a foil out there, and kind of just get people hyped up. And that's my selfish way of getting in the water. But,
nice.
Heck yeah. Yeah, it's going to be a good time.
The proximity to the crowd is so key. I'm so glad that you guys are making it close, because we go to Seafair every year, my family, and one of my biggest gripes, aside from the fact they won't let you bring drinks in outside, but my biggest gripe is a lot of the boat races are happening so far away, and for especially kids with families with kids, it's really tough to keep their attention when they can't see the action that's happening. And so the idea that you're going to be able to see somebody maybe who's trying to ride a couch behind a boat or something, it's just going to be a blast. Super fun. I'm glad you guys are doing this.
Yeah, it's right up and close and personal. So we're excited to have people and getting it to like kick off. This is going to be one of more to come. This isn't it.
So it's going to be
so it's kind of cool.
A yearly Seafair tradition now, I assume. People are going to be doing this every year, hopefully.
Yeah, absolutely. Not just here, but also looking to take this to other cities. But this is the kickoff.
Oh, nice. Fantastic.
Outstanding. Great job, Adam. I'm so excited to see this. Because I love people just making absolute fools of themselves. At least you think they're going to do that, and then when they make this stuff work.
No, it is fun. It's like we watch YouTube videos with the kids of like the Flugtag, the Red Bull flying.
Oh, what things that they come up with. Fly. Yeah.
You just watch them crash.
Yep.
And that's why you're watching. You're just watching people make fools of themselves. But you're in the water, so it's going to be fun, and
awesome.
Nobody's going to get hurt, and it'll be great.
Yeah, and it's really a challenge, but it's relatable because you just see these things. You're like, wait, is that guy going to really try to like ski on a paddle? Like, is that going to work? And the funny thing is like I'll be out at restaurants, or my friends will be on a cruise ship, and they've got these screens playing all these different action sports, and they use my content, and it's usually me riding sometimes my wakeboards, but it's usually random things like refrigerator doors or whatever. Like the things, like it'll pop up all over the place. So it's becoming popular. But we also have a guy who's specially flown in for this event, Tony Klarich. He's like one of the original hot dog water skiers. And I told him about the event, and he's like, I can't miss it. So he's literally flying in from California to do this.
Oh, fantastic. If people want to follow you and watch some of these videos, kind of get a taste of what they can expect, are you on social media? Are you on Instagram or X? Where can they find you?
That's what I do now. So I competed on the tour for 20 years. Now I'm a content creator. So YouTube and Instagram, both under my name, Sean Murray.
Sean Murray. All right.
SHAUN Murray.
Yep. Yeah. Murray. Sean Murray.
Awesome.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Sean, appreciate you making the time, man. That's really fun. I'm looking forward to the event tomorrow.
Cool, me too, and hope to see you guys there.
All
Thanks,
right.
man. Best of luck, man. Have fun.
That's great. All right, that's the Best Days. Can you ride it? That's a pretty fun event.
That sounds fantastic.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. We'll try to post some videos and stuff too, so people can check it out. All right, we got your text messages coming up next. You're not going to want to miss those. Lots of great ones today. Stick around. Be right back.
listen to Seattle's morning news every morning? What do Charlie and Manda listen to every afternoon?
I absolutely love listening to John Curley because he makes you think, which I love.
John has a real special talent in being able to talk about the topics we care about, but he's always trying to make it fun. You're going, oh, this guy actually gets it.
The John Curley Show, weekdays 3 to 7. Watch The John Curley Show live on YouTube or the KIRO Newsradio app.
Hey, golf fans, Jordan Babineau here. Get ready for an unforgettable weekend at the 2025 Boeing Classic. Come see Masters champions and Hall of Fame golfers battle it out at the club at Snoqualmie Ridge, August 8th through the 10th. Bring the whole family and check out Seahawks Village, packed with fun for all ages. Plus, celebrate 20 years of the Boeing Classic, supporting the Benaroya Research Institute at Virginia Mason Franciscan Health. It's more than just golf. It's an experience you won't want to miss. August 8th through the 10th. Tickets start at just $20 and kids get in free. Visit BlowingClassic.com for more.
Underestimating the trucking industry is one of the biggest mistakes I see victims and other lawyers make. Trucking companies have an army of lawyers and experts who act quickly after an accident to protect the company. Only an experienced trucking accident lawyer can navigate the complicated federal and state laws to protect your rights. If you or a loved one has been injured in a trucking accident, call Davis Law Group today for a free consultation or get my free book on trucking accident law at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
Why'd I go to the doctor? One day at the firehouse, I was so lightheaded I could barely stand. Even my crew noticed. Getting checked out was the right call. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit NoTimeToWait.com, sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
If you didn't think skipping breakfast was a big deal, you'd be right. Before. But now, Wendy's has Buck Biscuits. We're talking sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit, bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit, or even the Honey Buddy Chicken Biscuit for just $1 each. Seriously, you can get all 3 if you want. They're just $1, so you'll never skip breakfast again. If you're smart. Breakfast for $1? Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Limit 5 qualifying items per transaction. Not valid in the combo while supplies last.
By texting 26022, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Tax Lien Code. Message and data rates may apply. Terms apply. Available at taxliencode.com.
Imagine waking up and not needing to rush. No commute, no emails, no boss. Just coffee, sunlight, and the freedom to choose. That's the power of tax lien investing. It's been around for over 200 years, used by banks, hedge funds, and the wealthy. And now, finally, it's being taught right here in Seattle. It's secure, predictable, passive income backed by real estate and mandated by state law. And it pays you, sometimes 15 to 35% returns. You don't need to own property. You just need to see how it works and how to do it right. We've taught over 100,000 students, and we'll teach you for free at a live masterclass right here in Seattle. If you're ready to start building real wealth through tax lien investing, this is it. Text LEARN to 26022 to reserve your free seat. That's LEARN to 26022. But hurry, seats are limited. Text LEARN to 26022.
Everyone always asks me, what were your top reasons for choosing Advanced Hair? Well, allow me to share, along with some details on, get this, their once-a-year summer savings event. Okay, first off, Advanced Hair stands by the results, and I'm living proof those results are second to none. With Advanced Hair, your own natural hair is guaranteed to grow. Secondly, Advanced Hair combines top-rated physicians with modern technology, creating a concierge quality experience that blew away my expectations. And lastly, Advanced Hair's Advanced FUE begins regrowing your own natural hair the very next day. It is quick, simple, and easy. Now, if you have a flexible schedule this summer and you've been waiting for that special savings opportunity, well, it's here. Advanced Hair's Summer Savings Event will get you the most hair for your dollar. It's their best offer ever. For details to schedule your free consultation, call 425-449-8185. One-day treatment, life-changing results. Your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Before and after pictures at advancedhair.com.
Cold is leaking and rocks are moving and mold is creeping and water seeping in. It's hard to be a homeowner, we know.
Without American Crawl Space and Pest Services, it is hard to be a homeowner. Dave Ross here. American Crawl are the heroes to call for insulation and pest issues because in addition to their great reviews and decades of experience, they also give out the most PSE insulation rebates of any insulation company in the state.
American Crawl, the heroes you call.
Get your free inspection at AmericanCrawl.com.
Looking to hire? ZipRecruiter finds the best candidate for your job fast. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Saturday, August 23rd, enjoy the 30th birthday bash for University Place at Cirque Park, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Bands all day, over 50 vendors, beer garden, and family zone. Don't miss it August 23rd. Special thanks to UP Refuse and Recycling.
KIRO News Radio has your chance to win a pregame sideline experience with G. Scott, plus 4 tickets to see the Seattle Seahawks take on the Kansas City Chiefs on August 15th. Head to the KIRO News Radio app, click the Win tab in the bottom of the right corner, and enter for your chance to win. You can enter once per day, so the more times you enter on the KIRO News Radio app, the better your odds. Do it every day, July 30th through August 4th. Details and rules at mynorthwest.com/win.
All right, welcome back to the show. Tons of text messages today. We want to get to a bunch of these, many as we can. Laura, why don't you start us off?
We got so many great Seafair memories from back in the day. Tom says, oh, dude, Seafair used to be absolutely fantastic. There was a lot more fun and people weren't worried. The first time guys ever did any kind of woodwork as children was when they made their own hydroplanes.
You know what? My father-in-law, rest in peace, he's no longer with us, but he carried that tradition on, and for all of my boys, he made little hydros, little wooden hydros, because kids used to drag them around like
behind the bikes.
Yeah. And so he made some, and we have them. All the kids have them still. They're on shelves now in their room, but we used to pull them around at the hydros.
Yeah.
And people would stop us and go, where'd you get that? Like old guys, all these old guys would stop us. Where'd you get that?
Was he there to hear that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's
it was really cool.
It
was really
wonderful.
cool. And the kids thought it was so fun. So that's a cool tradition.
Rick and Breyer says the best was hydroplanes at Green Lake. That's where it started. Thunderboats at Green Lake. If you weren't there by 9 a.m., you couldn't find a spot on the grass.
That would be wild.
Right?
Thunderboat, like hydros at Green
Pistons,
Lake.
Green Lake, yeah. Right?
Wow.
Got too big.
Good viewing. You can see it from anywhere in the lake would be really cool. It's also such a tiny lake. I can't believe they did that. Let's see, 425. The piston boats were awesome. The sound, you could hear them from Linwood. I'll read one more. Glenn from SeaTac. Stopped going to Seafair on the lake the year they fenced off the lake and started charging to get to the beach. But I still love everything else about the week. I do really miss the sound of the hydros wafting over the city. They're still pretty loud if you get down there. The jets, they're pretty loud.
And Michelle in Arlington says, I grew up in Seattle. When I was 15 years old, the hydro races were at Sandpoint Naval Air Station. That tells you how long ago that was. My friends and I were hired to pick up trash, and we got pit passes. It was one big drunk fest. Most of what we picked up were beer cans.
That's fun.
Back then it was the Payer Pack and our Miss Bud. That was it, yeah.
Goodfellas says Seafair was fabulous in the 1960s. In the late 50s, we pulled our handmade and painted hydroplanes behind our bikes, just like we were talking about. College friends saved good seats on the grass shoreline down between Mount Baker and Seward Park. The memories. The athletes we dated didn't do booze as they were UW Huskies. Innocent times, great Seafair moments. The Torchlight Parade was the culmination of the 2 weeks of every neighborhood celebration. No worries about gunfire or crowds. So happy the parade on the waterfront was a huge success. Happy for future summers.
Yeah, that was
Hope
so
for future
cool,
summers.
the Torchlight Parade being down at that new renovated waterfront for the first time this year with the sun setting. It was just so cool.
Nice.
Very nice.
And Carole's historic homer, Joey, big dumper with a big dinger. Very nice, Jake. Very nice.
Brad from Grand Mount says, stop while you're behind on the donger thing.
And Jeff says, God save us from you two dinger dongers.
Oh, baby. On Buoys and Bears, Bobby in Tacoma says, I promise I can outrun Bowie. And that's all that matters.
Absolutely.
Yes.
206 says, I worked a promo event one time with Bowie, again, the mascot for the Kraken, who's a troll but not a Kraken. Makes no sense to me. Surprisingly, not nice. It was a mascot hockey game at Angels in the Wind. I guess he was a big timer compared to the rest of mascots. Super weird to witness mascot behind the scene politics. This is all conjecture from 206. I don't know who 206 is. We can't verify that Bowie was not nice at this thing.
I have skated in a mascot hockey game before.
Have you?
I swear to you.
I feel like hockey's the sport where you want mascots to be a little bit rough and tumble.
Yeah, it was awesome. We had the T-Bird.
You guys are checking each other.
Yeah, it was great. Somebody was out there for a cellular carrier had a big inflatable cell phone on skates.
There you go.
And I got to skate around in a regular jersey and a Jason mask.
Felt like a superhero.
I was killing people.
Because you could actually
I could
turn
actually
your
move
head
and skate, see people coming. It was awesome. Until the cell phone laid down in front of the net and then we scored another goal. Ironic.
Smart.
On the new Can You Ride It seafair event, wakeboarding, anything you can imagine, 425 says they should get Bowie to ride a bear floaty or a bear riding a Bowie floaty.
That's pretty funny. I'm being kind to AI. James in Postma says, I'm always polite to Grok and ChatGPT as well. They remember. That's right.
Do you think that really? Is he kidding?
Listen, every opportunity to have good manners is a good time to take it.
That is.
And I always want my kids to see. I don't want my kids. I actually started doing it because I didn't want my kids to see me just making demands of things, even computers. And this is totally stupid. But when I ask Alexa for what's the weather going to be like, I always say thank you because I want them to say thank you.
Yeah.
But now I just kind of do it out of habit. But the side benefit is someday when AI takes us all over, I do think they're going to remember
you.
and they're going to spare me.
Well, I think James in Paulsboro means that your kids remember that you're being played. I don't think he means AI remembers.
No, I think he means AI.
Damn.
Yeah.
Victor Plumber says, all this so $1 million companies make more. I'm a plumber making $200K. What's more than enough? I get it if it helps the company, but why do we want to replace workers?
Yeah, that's a great question. Just because you can, should you? 425's, automated phone trees. Those aren't new. AI is just perfecting the gatekeeper by more effectively keeping you away from actual human interactions.
And 253 says AI can't translate ASL, American Sign Language, which is interesting and kind of makes sense.
Yeah, I guess so.
Fair enough. EJ in Burien says, my wife is a national translator at Southeastern Asian languages. She says AI has not mastered the cultural differences with interpreting. There are age, gender, marital status differences as interpreter has to observe that AI will never be able to master. Maybe in time.
Interesting.
Yeah.
On the Secret Service agent who tried to sneak his wife to Scotland, we told you guys about this story a little earlier. James says, if an emergency happens, you want Secret Service protecting the president, not deciding between the president and his wife. He's totally right. That is the reason why secret agents or Secret Service agents are not bringing their kids along to these things.
Well, and
their
if
family
anything
members.
happened, even if it was like a non-event and you picked the president, your wife would never let you forget it.
Right. 100%.
Oh, it's my job.
Thank you so much. Great week of shows. Super fun. We hope you enjoyed yourself as well. Stick around for John Curley coming up next. Are you in for him?
I'm not.
You're not in
I'm
again.
Not. Mike Lewis is in.
Oh, Mike Lewis.
Mike Lewis and Mandy. Okay. Mike and Mandy.
Stick around for Mike and Mandy, and we will be back on Monday. So have a great weekend, all. We'll see you then.
Go Blue Angels.
Summer in the Puget Sound region, hanging at the beach, a nice coffee on a long walk with the pooch, and so much time sitting in traffic every weekend, literally going nowhere.
We've all felt it. Big construction projects are underway across the region, and I can help you get around the big delays.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan, presented by Carter Subaru. Get all of Sully's choke points at mynorthwest.com and the KIRO Newsradio app.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm. A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau, their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.